Canada. Did you see that video? Okay. The professor worked there for about 40-something years, and he had one wife and one child. And that child and the wife died. And he relocated back to a country called Nigeria. And he had nothing to show. He was investing, but the investment he was investing was in the wrong channel. It was in the wrong channel. By the end of the day, at old age, there was nothing to show because there was no legacy. And the question here to you is, what legacy are you building for your children? Do you see why it's very important when you go into a classroom like this, that I call a Wall Street, to bring your partner? Because by the time you go today, when you get to home, you're going to be discussing a lot of things. Am I right? I told Sipiso, I said, Sipiso, when you are coming, I would love you to come. And I know Sipiso actually had a funeral, is it a church program? Yes. They had a church program they were going to attend. And I said, because when you come here, you learn, you see opportunity like this. How are you going to relate it? You have a note. But now, when she gets home and he gets home, the conversation will be straightforward. Imagine my father here gets home and tell Mom, that guy can speak, eh? You can talk, eh? You won't even know. Am I right, Daddy? But you don't show yourself when it's not time. There is a time that is appointed for everybody. In your children, there are things that are deposited in them that are gold. You've got to look for what they like, what they love, what they have passion for. Nurture that thing at early stage. If that child likes gaming, take that child's mind to go into gaming. Nurture that child, because that gaming can give that person gamification, or can even become an AI gamification expert. And that child, if he likes to talk, he might be a speaker. There was an African AI speaker at the moment. What's his name? Visitor Bakwaya. He's the highest paid African speaker. But speaking is not my only calling. I have a lot of calling. I'm into mentorship. I'm into investment, but I'm not satisfied investment, but I have investment advisors surrounding me. And I have people. I don't do everything. I make sure I have a strong building blocks. That's why in our community, we have everything you're looking for. In the afternoon, we're going to hear how to be able to secure the world. How you're going to be able to see, to go out about different things. I know for some people, it might be a waste of time, because they're not making enough money now. But when you live here today, go sit down. How many hours have you spent on earth? How many minutes do you have left? And what are you going to be able to do? And what is that thing that you're sitting on? Sometimes, everything you need is actually in you. It's because when Dad was saying, tough time creates tough people, strong people. And weak people create strong times. I don't know if we understand when Dad was talking about that. Sometimes if you don't go hungry, you can never have the best thing. That's why it looks like I'm fasting. I might eat just once or twice a day. Because I like to go hungry because I'm a lion. When you see a lion are always hungry. When they go for a goat or a sheep or anything, they tear it. And I pay attention to it. That's why everybody that is in my world, I give them that time. Even being a mentor, being a teacher, being a lecturer, being a friend, being a partner. Because I want to learn from them. I always want to be able to submit to them. Pam, you remember the other day when I met you, when you were speaking to my wife about ESP? What did I say? Say that again? I was grumpy because I want my wife to be able to bring the juice in her and create the time for that. so that she can be able to own it as her own business. Because if I was the only one that pay attention to that, I might not be able to have time. But I know my wife will have time. But she pay attention. Babe, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And today, testimonies are there. If she doesn't sell 1 or 2 properties or OTPs in 2 weeks, these days now, and you will see the same people that are in the same real estates. 6 months, they don't even have one. 1 year, they don't even have one property to sell. But that is what I call hunger for discovering the best in you. And when you have done that for your children, what you need to do is to be able to give them the right tools, which is mentorship, which is coaching, which is teaching, which is then going to the right school, which is the right resources they need. Because some people might not be able to become fulfilled because they are not in the right environment, in the right group, under the right tutelage. Today I want to ask, do everybody have mentorship? Do you have mentors? As a husband and wife, you need to have, there are what I call specialized mentors. Specialized mentors. Right? Somebody told me one day, one of my students, that, you know what? Sir, I have my mentor. My mentor is there. Only one. I have my mentor. There is nothing you can tell us. And by the time you know it, that's my student I'm talking about. I said, there is what I call financial mentor. Your pastor cannot be your financial mentor. And that is the mistake most Africans make. They tell you, no, I have, my pastor can be my marriage counselor. Is he certified in that? He is not. He can be a spiritual mentor, because that is his office. Just like vocational, financial expert. I don't know what he does, but I just know I can come here and give you people and also give you my whatever. I saw property I want to buy, please let me find the money from any bank. If I come to the stock exchange, I don't know which one is doing well, please use your algorithm, let me see. Because that's special mentor. In the early days when we started doing easy equity, I have friends that say, okay, invest into this, invest into that. And before you know it, you start knowing how to have different mentors in different areas. Now, we need to now know, what do you value most when it comes to wealth? What do you value most? What principle guide your family in the times of decision? What DNA helps you to shape the environment of anything in terms of habits, choices, and everything that you make in life? And you need to also now know how to cultivate them in different areas so that things can actually be guarded. You need to model those generosities, financial literacy, delayed gratifications, the tools. You start telling your children, your family, your mentees about storytellers, just like the way I did now, that I struggled so hard. In the days when they would beat my father to come home sometime. Do you think when I grow up I want somebody to beat me? Because it was so hard for him. If your dad or mom or you tell your kids, it's so hard to get a tender. They'll tell you, as a woman these days, they'll say, if you don't sleep with this, so many wrong practices. Even to get a job. Imagine in this